The last we met our heroes, they were making their way through the prison break of Stormford, out towards the emergency evacuation port. Some of our party leads a ragtag scrap of inmates. As their mob grows, their pursuit grows closer as they make their way through the salted halls of the bowels of Stormford. But out on the front steps is Ty and Tenno as they start to make their way down the steps. Water splashes around as mists start to collect from the fog nearby and start to precipitate as rain and starts to collect on the leathers behind you, or the leathers on that you are wearing. Up ahead, there are 6 sworn guards trotting with their full metal suits as they are clanking through the puddles and the slippery rocks up ahead. You and Tenno are in the wake of a patrol making its way eagerly towards what sounds to be battle, just up ahead out of sight.
How close are we?
You're about 40 feet or so.
To the battle or to the
to the patrol.
Shoreline?
To the
patrol.
shoreline,
Yeah, to the
maybe
battle.
about 200 feet.
Okay. My intention is to stay entirely hidden
Mhm.
behind these people.
Okay. I'll give you a more accurate representation here. You are actually not at all 200 feet from the shoreline. As the crow flies, about 40 feet away from the shoreline. But that also involves a cliffside. A cliffside not unlike what you see here in our concept art here. So the entrance right underneath where that emblem is on Stormford Tower, you are probably just underneath that, hiding behind the shoulder of the switchback. Just on the other side, or just around the wrapping of that switchback, there is that, like I said, that eager patrol trying to make its way towards what sounds to be battle up ahead.
Okay. My plan remains the same. Try and quietly get Tenno to the battle / some rowboat or something to get out to the main ships. Alternatively, if it looks like we are losing this battle, I'll jump in.
Okay.
And Tenno's on his own. I'll be honest, after I get Tenno to our crew, he's on his own anyway.
Right, exactly. So from where you are, it's hard to see. There is up on the shoulder, I guess I can do this again, up on your left side, it does reach up and towards a wall, and then there's a large, steep, rocky cliffside that then rides the, I guess you would say, the from this angle, the right side of that right wall that goes all the way down. With a quick perception, you can find a foothold or two where you can climb and clamber up the rocks and see what is happening and survey what is going on quickly from where you are. So go ahead and give me that perception check. I should probably make sure that this is showing the right window. It isn't. Good thing I did that. Hold, please. As I break things. Right. 21. Yeah, as you're able to, I think with a spring in your step, you're able to kick up onto one of these rocks and then leap. And as you do in the air for a moment, you're able to just see in that couple of moments in the air, time sort of freezes as you are able to just do a quick scan of the area. The The cliffside then breaches your sight again as you lose sight and as you duck behind the cover, and you're able to see that there seems to be a firing squad from that steep hill on the right side, or on the right side of this wall that has those pistols that you saw before on the boat. They're armed with those sidearms that are firing over some of their shields. As then you still, from what I think from that jump, you aren't able to see over the cliffside to see the battle that you can hear just up ahead. There is the clanking of armor as everyone tries to make their way a little bit forward. You can make me a stealth with advantage because you're making your way up and toward some noise here.
15.
The 15. What do you have? What's your modifier?
10.
Yikes. Okay. I think for a moment, you do, as you are making your way in, I think you land and you hear, and I think your foot hits some loose gravel as it scrapes across, and for a moment, you kind of catch your heart in your throat as adrenaline starts to pump, and you feel that could have been maybe too loud. Some of the patrol stops for a moment, and they look at each other, and then they continue moving forward. It seems like they didn't hear you, but if you were any louder, well, let's just say you were lucky.
So if there is the thing is that my legs are probably still a little weak from that climb, since we have the disadvantage, so I'm probably not enjoying this at all.
Yeah.
And okay, so there is 6 guards that are from the patrol / reinforcements that are coming out that we've been following out, and there is a firing squad firing down on the beach.
Yes. So.
And on the beach, did I see what we had going on? Is there a skirmish on the beach as well, or is this kind of a Normandy situation where they're rushing up the beach into these guys?
So from what it looks like, from here is, at least in that moment, as you jumped in the air and surveyed the area, there's about 4 or 5 men with some sort of ranged weapons. Those you would presume those pistols or those gun blades that they were using before. There's about 4 or 5 of them just sort of smattered on the hillside, and they're firing down at a target that you cannot see. But you can hear the clash of battle coming from that direction. You would assume that these people who are firing off of this hill are providing some sort of cover fire or some sort of crowd control, as you would only assume that there is a code red prison break going on.
Can I get to those guys? Are they out?
Yeah.
I would be able to make it to them.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Yeah. I don't want to go there just yet. Okay. One thing I would like to... Okay, 2 things that I can't remember because just me, I can't remember. One, do I still have the spell that Whack cast on us, that Smith cast on us with way back when, that gives us a higher hit point maximum? How long did that last?
It lasts 8 hours.
It's been longer than 8 hours, or it hasn't?
Wouldn't have been Smith.
I don't think so. Yeah,
I think
Which one of you did it? One of you did one that improved our hit
Jet
point.
has
would have been.
I did. I gave you a shot, and it hasn't been 8 hours yet, I think.
Okay.
Because I gave it to you in the beginning of the morning today.
Right, okay. So that's that one. And then, secondly, did I know that their plan last week was to go and start releasing the prisoners? But I don't know if I remember that they were going to do that. No, I did.
Your friends?
Yes.
They said
because I said I was going to meet them.
tell you, yeah.
You said that you were going to meet them outside. You don't do fire, and so you're going to take 10 out.
I told Varsha that's what I was going to do, but I would go back in and meet up. I told Smith I would come back in and meet them.
Right.
Because that is actually what I'm Schrodinger's whether I go back in there because of fire or not right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't remember if they were... So that means Tenno knows that we're releasing prisoners. So that's all I wanted to know, because I'm going to turn to Tenno immediately now, and I'm going to point at the guards that are part of the patrol. And I'm going to say to him, Right, you follow them. Get down to the beach, get onto a boat, get out there, find Lorcan. I'm going to go and see if I can deal with them.
I think Tenno tries to clamber up, and pretty swiftly he does clamber up that side and looks for a moment, and then drops down and then nods to you.
And then I'm probably going to go back in, so you're on your own.
Okay. Tenno sort of looks up at you. His eyes are soft as he's a little worried to be left alone, sort of like in this bottleneck of a road here right outside Stormford as you clamber up this cliffside. At this moment, we do swap on over toward the exhausted sewers of an old dwarven keep as the Stormford evacuation port lays underneath the bowels of this old fort. Large, masoned, cylindrical hallways dripping with some sort of leak, salted leak somewhere, or potential running water. Rats sort of squeak, and a chorus of rodents sort of greet you as you make your way into this dark hallway. Jet, you share a glance with Varsha as you make your way toward this dark, masoned hallway. The mob behind you, or there's the scrapping of inmates, are also chattering, but it's gone a little quiet as they've gone into this unexplored area. Leading the way is Smith, but I don't know who is actually... I would think Smith is in the front, but I don't know who's leading, as in who does everyone look up to here?
Not me.
Okay. When it comes to the inmates,
probably,
if they were to look and be like, hey, who's calling the shots?
I'm in the front, so I don't know if Varsha's trying to direct them or Jet is trying to direct them. I'm just sort of keeping an eye out and trying to pick a direction up front.
Mm-hmm.
I
Based on the
would definitely
information that I
be
have.
giving direction.
Okay.
So I don't know if they would look up to Smith versus me, but I'm definitely trying to provide that bit of, like, I know what we're doing.
Well,
Yeah.
I am definitely looking at Miss Vasha to see what she knows she's doing, because I don't. And maybe they're following suit from me because I'm looking at Vasha, so hopefully they look at her too.
Okay, yeah, all right. So with, I guess, yeah, as the crowd sort of looks around to see who's in charge, they do notice the people that did come to break them out are starting to look toward Varsha for instruction, or whether or not a little bit of direction. And I think also in tow, how it plays out and how they all have interacted are starting to listen to you, Varsha, as if you are their leader. So you make your way toward and through these masoned hallways. Like I said, there's a watery muck that slops and sticks to your boots, your greaves, whatever one may have you, whatever your footwear may be, as you slog through the sewers, or what these old sewers. The smell here is not as ripe as you think it would be. Waste here is managed differently than how it used to be. But there is still a bit of waste in the air, probably centuries old, maybe from a different lifetime or a different generation. This was used, and you know from history it has been used for waste management. But now it is these forgotten halls as you make your way through. I do need you, as a clambering and chattering of the squad, or the squad, the mob, or whatever you'd like to call them, the inmates behind you, as they start to quiet down and start to chatter amongst themselves. I need Smith to make me a perception check as you start to make your way into the darkness. Is there any light sources that we are using here?
I just have my goggles.
Okay.
But I am also exhausted, so
Okay. Thank you for
the
reminding me.
smells are a bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
So I get a 3.
I think, with the dim light and the goggles leading the way, you are, there is
Probably
a moment.
some muck here and there that
Yeah,
I
maybe
have to
some-
wipe off the goggles. And
A couple of drops, I think, do probably catch your goggles as you walk through, but the drops that hit your goggles were not fully clear water. There was a bit of sediment or something that made it hard to see for a moment. You go to wipe them, and as you do, you trip over something. Clunk! A clang happens, and it starts to echo in this chamber. You look around, you wipe off your goggles, and before the rest of the group shows up, you realize that this room is about like an 8x10 room, and there happens to be these large 4-foot, once sharpened blades that have been that are just laying across the ground here vertically, and there seems to be slots from where they once came, and strewn on the ground are old bones, seem to be broken and cut, as if this was once a trap that has been sprung recently.
I'll hold up a hand, flat. Varsha would know that this means to stop.
Wait. What is it?
Why are we stopping? What's going on?
There's a bit of a trap or something up here. Looks like it's recently been sprung.
How recently?
Don't know. Blades in the floor. Just keep an eye out.
Okay. And I will point to the trap and the blades for everybody. Just keep your eyes open.
Would I, if it's been sprung, would I be able to inspect it to see if maybe, if it's blades, maybe whoever came through was not so lucky? Maybe if they went through, maybe their clothes got torn on it or something.
Of course you can. Yeah, go ahead and give me an investigation.
Okay, investigation. It looks like a trap.
It's hilarious because Smith is particularly good at this kind of thing. But he's so focused right now on just getting through this situation, he's not spending the time to take a look around.
Okay. With disadvantage, I say 7 for me.
Disadvantage. You do notice, I think, a little bit more details about the room. If there was like a hall path, like a path through this room, I think a striated zigzag pattern around these blades you'd have to walk. As if you were to walk through, these blades sort of overlap as they come down. But you do have to either step over them or walk around them. But as far as what sprung them or how they were sprung or when they were sprung, you can't quite gauge that information.
Well, it's a pile of bones, right?
Yeah, and bones,
Okay, so-
not flesh or anything.
Yeah.
Also, just to be clear, we only have the 4th floor prisoners with us, right? The rest we're releasing
Yes.
the other
Others.
floors.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
How many people would you say we've got here?
I would say you have about 16.
It's a lot of people. Okay. Then I think I would stop. If we've got that many people, I would probably stop.
Okay.
And
Why are we stopping? Why are we stopping?
there might be
Why-
more
why are we
traps.
stopping?
We need to make sure that you aren't all sliced up. Give me a minute. And I'm going to, before I advance too far, I want to see if there's anything else up ahead. Any other traps or anything.
If possible, I would like to assist.
As me as well.
Okay.
That helps.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me an investigation.
Normal, right?
Normal.
Because I was at disadvantage and they're helping.
Correct.
All right. 15.
What is it you're looking for specifically?
Well, I see these are blades. I'm looking for some kind of... any sort of triggers or anything else that might activate any other traps.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be looking specifically at what I think triggered the blades here. And then I'd be looking to see if there's anything else that's similar. If there's tripwires, if there are pressure plates, if there are any sort of...
Towards the center of the room, you make your way, and you realize it's pretty obvious. First place to look would be really any pressure plates. And of course, center of the room, there's one that is loose. You would only assume you go to step on it, and it does have some give. That must have been what has at least set this.
Right.
or triggered this. But with a
All right,
15,
there's a pressure plate up there. Keep an eye out for anything else. There might be more. Don't know how many. And that goes for everybody.
With a
Okay.
15, this is an inactive mechanism. There is no like automatic restart or not restart, like resetting sort of thing. There is, you can see, or with the pressure plate as you lift it up and look and scrounge through, I think Jet and both Varsha are able to spot some interesting mechanics and mechanisms that show that this thing, this mechanism would not auto reset. It would need some sort of mechanical device somewhere or some sort of manual labor somewhere else to reset this entire thing. It looks like it was sprung and left.
I want to use my one of my artificer traits here on this pressure plate. I want to use magical tinkering. I want to bring out some golden powder and sprinkle it over this trap, this pressure plate. So once the powder sets, the entire tile, I imagine, starts to glow. And I point out to the tile and I just say to the people behind, keep an eye out for this. Things like this might be trapped.
Okay.
Just so that now these other eyes know what to look out for.
Okay. So they as they pass by and pass through, they all sort of take a glance and they're like, "Yeah, okay."
Yeah, there's a 5-foot radius dim light and a bright light for 5 and an additional 5 dim light
In that area.
for that object. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so I think a lot of the mechanisms start to reflect and shine a bunch of interesting light and sort of these like mechanical mosaics on the wall as it's projected from your artificer magic. But that does lead a lot of people through this area to then look through and see and find and identify and start to make note as they all start to pass through. The crowd does, the demeanor of it, they do seem calm as they start to make their way through and following you. A lot, remember, I think you were on the 4th floor, which was the Shadow Ward. A lot of them all have that they haven't been bothered by the darkness down here. I think when you cast that light from the mechanics here, Jet, you do.
Sorry, just to interject here.
Yes.
You said we were in the sewers.
Yes.
Is that was on the 4th floor?
This is from
No, we
you
brought
went up
the people
to
from the.
either the 2nd or the
Right.
Yeah, 1st or the ground, whichever we decided.
So we have traveled.
You've traveled up to then.
We are now proceeding through the. Okay.
Correct. You're not still on the 4th. And I think when that happens, when you shine some light from, and these lights start to project from these mechanical devices trap, a lot of them start to wince as they let their eyes adjust for a moment, as they're able to pass by. Some squint, some block the light as they do, but they are able to then follow you and to continue on. You make your way past this sprung trap. And as you do, I think you move up forward, and there is just not maybe 45 or so paces from where you were, another sprung trap. It looks like this side, or at least with some investigation, it looks like the floor has moved and at least jagged, like it's been separated and also tilted, and it's been filled with murky water and waste, as if and there's some evidence of crushed bodies down there as well, as if Stormford knew that this could have been an escape hatch for some, and has done its best to defend. Whether or not this is dwarven made or whether this is built by the kingdom, it's hard to tell. But there are bodies still in there, and the unfortunate rest eternally within the crevices of this tectonic trap, as the floor is supposed to shift and grind as it's supposed to crush those who fall towards it. This also looks...
Are they wearing prisoner garb?
Yes, some are wearing prisoner
okay.
garb, and then... yes, some are wearing prisoner garb, and others there's not much really you can. It looks like if there was anything that would have been pilfered by now. You are able to walk across the spine of these broken tiles and make your way across this sprung trap. Some people slip, but no one falls in as you're able to pass on through. You do make your way with some time toward an opening, light just up ahead. You make your way. Go on.
I'm keeping an eye out for these traps now. Now, seen 2 that have been sprung. I am hyper aware of the potential for more. First trap killed some people. Second trap killed some people. Maybe that was all the people. So I'm expecting more traps as I'm moving forward.
You make a hard turn towards a long, straight, narrow corridor. Up ahead, there's light of outside. You can smell the salted mist, fresh salted mist spraying through. It's starting to compete now with that old, ancient rotting smell that you've gotten used to down here. It's now starting to compete, kind of signifying that is an exit up ahead. Probably about 60 or so feet of just straight path. It's like walking through a Minecraft corridor, and there's light up ahead. It's sort of like that's what I'm thinking here.
Don't believe it. Let's see. What do I have? You said it's a straight rectangular hallway.
Straight. Just fits barely
Any
some
other
of your
details
shoulders.
or anything in here?
Not really. Just darkness. Nothing really throws you off about it, except for the light up ahead, which is very tempting.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab a piton from my bag. I say, wait a minute. This looks too easy. And I'm gonna toss the piton into the hallway.
Okay. You toss the piton. It skids across and skips across some of the stones and goes to settle.
Is it heavy enough?
Maybe not.
Settles somewhere in the darkness up ahead.
What are you thinking, Smith?
Too easy. 2 rooms, traps. No, there's something else here.
I would like to... How far away were the other bodies that we just passed? From this point now.
100 paces?
Okay, it's a while away. I wanted to maybe perhaps, because I have a history in medicine,
We can go back and you could have done something there if you wanted.
just to kind of guess how old those bodies were.
Okay.
How long ago was the last prison break attempt that got them this far? Are these bodies, relics, or are they
Right.
freshly deceased corpses from maybe 10 years ago or something?
Give me a medicine or a history. I'll let you decide.
Medicine or history?
Mm-hmm.
I'll have you know that my medicine is better.
Okay.
17.
Thank you for letting me know. Okay, yeah, with the 17, there are some dwarven bodies, which you could, or at least a skull that you recognize as to be dwarven, large expanded jaw, as well as you do also notice some of the garb that you do see is prison garb, or at least the garb that you've recognized on Tenno and some others here. So it's sort of a mishmash, you would think. There is some... The stained bones that you found that match the jaw, or this extended jaw of this dwarven skull, seem to be crushed into chunks of bone, which sort of indicates that this mechanism, this crushing room, has reset and has done it again fairly recently. and when it comes to in terms of the history of Stormford. So probably within the last 10 years, it reset and done it again. And when it did that, it crushed those first bones. So there are newer bones here that are a little bit more white and a little bit less aged, I think, and a little bit less brittle. And those are accompanied and adorned with various drab of prison. So this, at least this grinding trap, or at least this corridor of undulating floors that is meant to just grind, that seems to date back to when this was Stormford for the dwarves.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and take out a crowbar. Then it's a bit heavier.
And we're back. Sorry about that. We had issues with audio, but here we are, back from our early break that we haven't seen in months. All right, so I was just I told Meyer over our break what it was that he didn't hear, which was that there were some bones of an old, from a dwarf from a different age that has been crushed into the mechanics of this ground shifting trap, as well as some prison undergarments or prison garb from some of the adorning newer bones. That's pretty much it. And we figured out audio, so that's that.
Yeah, and I took a crowbar and I threw a crowbar, since it's 5 pounds on a crowbar.
So yeah, you throw, and then meanwhile, and we fast forward back to where Smith is, where he's throwing or underhanding a crowbar across. It skips across, I think the shoulder of the crowbar skips across the stone a bit until it catches something on the ground, an imperfect part of the surface, as it then starts to tumble or cartwheel, tink, 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 and then falls into a rest. And as it does, you do hear a echo from the hall.
Seems to be mostly dwarf corpses here. Maybe those who built this place to begin with. Mr.
Did you just
Smith.
set off a trap? Did you hear that?
Not sure. Could have just been the echo of the crowbar.
I could help, maybe.
Got something to help?
Yes.
How old did you
do
say
it.
they were?
I don't know. Maybe as old as this place is. But as recent as 10 years, maybe. Most of the corpses are dwarven. And most of the prisoners are not. So, as old as maybe perhaps this place is. The ones who made the Stormford in the first place. Perhaps maybe they died making the trap. I am not too sure.
We don't know. So do whatever you can to find out.
Okay. I can help with this hallway situation though. I'm going to reach into my pocket and get out one of my clear flasks. The one with the foam inside, and just open it and seal it, shake it first, and then open it, and then you'll see some foam rise from it and manifest into a palm. And I'm going to make the palm walk along the floor, Death Stranding style, towards where the crowbar is. Essentially, my mage hand can apply 10 pounds of pressure. His crowbar only had 5 pounds.
Okay.
So I'm walking across the hallway with my mage hand, attempting to maybe perhaps touch a pressure plate on the floor or something.
Across the hallway. Okay. Yeah, so the mage hand makes its way across, and you're pretty much using some of the arcane to, or the winds to push down on it every once in a while. I think as you breathe out and exhale, 10 pounds of pressure starts to then press into the suds, and it flattens out. And on one of the tiles, you do hear as it.
Did you see that?
Yep.
What did you see? You have
Well
your.
done.
What did I see?
A flash for a moment of shadow up ahead, as if two bisecting somethings seem to have...
Blades up ahead. And I
I'm
point
going
to where I saw that happen.
Okay.
I'm going to make the hands go up and then press down again. Okay.
It's that plate.
Yeah,
Right.
that one right there.
I'm going to
Can you
focus
keep
and
doing
just.
that for each one?
I can make
Just
it go
keep-
across and see if maybe there are more.
Yeah.
Or you want me to
Yeah.
hold it down here?
Well, let's. I mean, how well can we see which one it is now that he's done it? Or is it still too dark?
I'm just
Do
going
we
to light
need
a
to
torch.
have him there? Yeah. Okay.
As you light a torch, I think as you're sort of... I can't quite see. You hear the shh as flint and sparks start to fly from somewhere on Smith as he lights a torch. A small ember lights a torch, and as the torch lights, you do see a splay of ambient light, so that warm glow of fire sort of fill the space. Down the hall, you do see that there are two horizontal slots in the hallway up ahead, and also the crowbar resting next to it, or a plate on the ground resting next to it.
Well, I think we've got this one, but maybe just moving forward from this point, can you just send that forward so we can see if there's any
Okay.
others?
All right. I can do that. So I'm going to focus on the hands and wait for us to get up towards where it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm
Are we
just going to... sorry. I'm going to just... yeah, I'll probably leave the torch there. Just where the
Where it is.
pressure plate was.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Right next
I'm
to it,
going-
not on it.
Mm-hmm.
Just so people
Are
know
you
where to
picking up the
step.
spanner again?
Yeah, I'm picking up the crowbar and the piton that I threw as well.
I'm going to sprinkle some more dust on the crowbar so it lights up. If you throw it now, it will light up when it gets wherever it gets to, I guess.
Sure. So with another toss, you toss the 5-pound glow stick as it flies through the air and lands. Doesn't seem to trigger anything. And I
Okay.
think also, correct me if I'm wrong, but Jet, you also then double check the area with the sudsy hand of your mage hand.
Yes, I then walk across again with my mage hand across the hall.
No other traps.
Okay. It seems clear.
All right,
Okay.
keep moving. And I'm gonna again lead the way, and I take out another torch just to help everybody else see, and I'm leading the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll actually stand by the trap and make sure nobody walks through it and just be like, it's this one. So please, and then I'll
Please
follow
don't
up
step
the
on it.
rear.
Please don't step on it. Please
Yeah,
don't step on
please
us.
don't.
I will cut in
Please
half.
don't.
Please don't step on it.
Yeah.
Okay. They a couple make their way
I
by.
assume everyone is an idiot because there is a torch right there, but you never know.
Yep. You never know.
Uh-huh.
And also,
You're probably
yeah,
ducking
you just
also,
never-
and just in case it does go off, you're making sure it doesn't hit you. I
might
think
have-
I did roll to make sure that no one would, and I rolled an 18. So I
Okay.
think over some time they do all. Oh, sorry. Yeah, all right. Yeah, okay.
All
yeah.
right.
And then one I think hovers his foot over it and goes to pretend to step on it, and then continues and moves on, and the entire crowd of these 16 people are really crowded in this hallway start to make their way through.
Okay.
Up ahead,
there's no sign of someone having traveled down here recently, like her. This is all old bodies.
make an investigation. Or an insight? Or
Is that
or a survival. I think it'd probably be a survival. Either way, one of those things.
Is-
Choose.
Is the smell of death getting weaker or stronger?
Yes, it is getting weaker, and it is starting to compete with the smells of the salt water. With a 2 on survival, it is hard to tell.
Yeah.
You think it's
Is
bodies
Varsha
are bodies.
even alive?
Yeah, who really knows? Is
I'm
Varsha even
exhausted.
here? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In my-
Otherwise, I'm just heading for the exit
You
here.
make your way. You make your way out the maw of the this escape evacuation port, and underneath you are greeted with what was told. I think it was by. I don't remember who it was by. No, it was on the. It was in the plans and the
Yeah, the
schematics that
blueprints.
there was the overhanging belly of the first couple floors of Stormford, and then a grotto or like a harbor out here that is has some dark waters from the shadow of the moon up ahead that is glowing a blue light across this entire area. You do hear the lapping of water as it splashes up onto the exit, and there is a post nearby with a rope. The rope seems to be frayed, and it does look like that there has been some sort of traffic here recently, but there is no boat and there is no quarry for your target, which was, if I remember correctly, the Loving Queen.
The
That's
loving
right.
queen, if she had come this way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to assume, as Jet, that someone like the consort of the God King is going to be quite, I don't know, affluent. Maybe perfume is something that she uses. In the smells that we could smell in the cave, I know I'm not a dog or a goblin or something. So, but would I be? I'm trying to maybe smell for something that's not death, that's not the sea. Would I be able to pick out something like that? I don't know, maybe flowers. If she is the kind of person to use perfume.
Might as well give me a check. Give me an investigation.
Okay.
No
It's
hurt
a
in
stab in the
trying.
dark. Mm-hmm.
With a
I
critical
get
failure.
stung in the nose by a bee.
Yeah, I think
That's intimidation.
that is
not
intimidation.
investigation.
It's still a natural
Still
one,
a
I guess.
natural one. That is true. So I think when you go to sniff the air, you do smell something, and then you go and you close your eyes for a second, and you turn to sniff something closer to the wall, but you bang your nose against the wall. Super embarrassed. I think some of the inmates, what the hell was that? Remind you of your embarrassment as you were not able to catch any sort of smell.
Magic. I'm covering for him. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. They go. Oh, right.
It's a
They
trap magic to make you walk into a wall.
they do, or you do hear the sounds of battle around. I think towards your right, there seems to be a scrum happening around the coastal side of the island. You do, from this angle, you can look out and you do see a familiar silhouette of the longbow off in the distance.
Yeah. The stone only has one message in it, right? And Tenno has it. And he can't talk. And Ty is no longer with him, right?
Yeah.
This is so good because I don't know any of that. So I'm going
it's
to
a
use
really
the
good-
stone and it's one message.
Okay.
Is it one? It's like one instance, not just one thing, right? Like I can.
It's like one cast. You can.
Yeah. Okay.
He would respond, or he'd be able to. I don't think he. Does he have to speak?
He can
Respond?
make sounds, can he? Oh, I don't know. Is it in our minds? I forget how the stone works.
Yes, it's in your mind.
Perfect.
It's the
Perfect.
sending spell.
Oh, no.
Essentially.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Okay.
as long
I-
as whoever.
Oh yeah, no, go ahead.
It's 25 words or less to the person.
Oh. Okay. Because we've been using it like a walkie-talkie.
We
haven't
up to
really
now.
been monologuing
That's-
into it though.
That's true.
And now
Okay.
I'm spent, and I cannot do that again. Otherwise, I'll die, and the winds will take me.
No pressure. Got it.
Precious. Dramatic is spelled with a J.
Okay, we went looking for the queen. She's not down here in the exit, so look for a ship that isn't ours. And we'll come back around.
Come back around where? We're gonna go back through the way that we came.
You
Well,
hear?
what else?
Oh,
Oh,
right.
sorry.
It doesn't have to be. Doesn't have to be. I was gonna try to relay this in mumbling, but I don't have to do that. You hear back. Oh, Marsha, you need to come here now. There's Ty just split up with me. I need help now on the shore.
I will immediately
22.
do that.
22. Nice, thank you.
Okay, I think we have to go. Ty's not with Tenno, and Tenno's alone on the shore and needs our help.
Okay.
All right. So we let these people go from this exit then, and then we try and meet back up with him.
Well, there's a
Same
frayed,
way.
there's a frayed rope. I mean, I think our best option is to just double back together. There's no ship down there. How are they going to get out?
Shouldn't there be 3 ships?
There should be, but there are none.
All right. All right. I'll lead the way. Let's go. We got to start hauling ass then.
Yeah.
Let's go, everybody. And I start thum, 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 thum.
Okay.
Start making the way back, passing by the torch, and rushing back at a reasonable
Right? There's like
pace.
there's no other way out of here, right? It would have been only the ships.
There is
Just
a
before I
shelf.
send everybody
There is a
out.
shelfy beach that wraps around.
Oh, so we could just go down
yeah,
this
you
rope.
can. You can go.
That
and
was- that
run
was what
storm
I
the
was
beach.
thinking.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
yeah,
can-
let's do that.
you
Sorry,
can
I
crawl
thought it was
around
just
the
like a
outside.
hidden grotto where there was no ships or anywhere to get out. Okay, then yeah, let's do that.
So
Sorry.
how wide? Yeah, I guess then I would do that. Then retcon.
Yeah.
This pathway or whatever that you're implying that there is. You said there's some kind of shelf. How wide is it?
Rocky beach, probably about 10 feet wide.
Wait. Are there footprints in the beach?
Make me an investigation.
Can I help if I see
Perception.
that?
Can I argue
You can make- yeah,
perception?
yeah, you can
Because
make
it's
me a
my
perception.
eyeballs.
Yeah,
okay,
you can make me
because
a
I fucking suck at
Yeah. You can.
investigation. Okay.
As you go to look down into the depressions of the sand, the wet sand here, unfortunately, if there was any, they would have been washed away by the water by now. But the rocky beach that goes and wraps around, I guess clockwise around this, around the outside of this, toward Stormford, or toward the entrance, is about 10 feet wide, very rocky. A lot of it is going to be climbing for the most part. Not many people do make it down here from this angle, but it can be done and it can be scaled. But you definitely hear from that direction
Yeah.
the familiar sounds of combat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you okay to climb? I'm talking to the 15 people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
15? Did one die into a trap?
16. Sorry. Yeah. Hopefully not.
Well,
Okay.
let me
Then
roll.
yeah, we'll crawl down, I guess.
Okay.
Okay, we'll go down with the 12 people.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. You don't want to do that. Okay, so as you start to make your way toward You start to make your way toward the through a little bit of a challenging climb for the most part. It does even out, and we do get to see that long slope, where there are some of those ranged sworn. They are facing away from you. They have their guns drawn, and they are shooting down toward what looks to be another scrum of inmates. As you do approach, I'm going to need Varsha, because you are leading this, to roll initiative. I'm also going to need Tythair to roll initiative because of things. I will then also bring you over to this map.
Just physically, I would have been in the front, by the way.
Correct. I have you in the front here.
That's a lot of tokens.
That's a lot of tokens.
That's a lot of tokens. And
Not for long.
that's the spirit. Up here on the hilly cliffside, this rocky cliffside, are the ranged sworn. They are marked with those targets on their head. Over here is a large group of sworn trying to hold back some sort of push from these inmates. Just next to them, in close combat, are some of these inmates as well. Right behind them, toward the northern side of these stairs, or northern is when it comes to the map here, are those 6. And in its wake, or that's 6 in that patrol, and in its wake is both Tythair. But I think, Tythair, you're up here at this point as you were making your way toward, over in this direction toward the, yes, thank you, as you make your way toward the ranged sworn over there. So Tythair has a 19, and Smith, you are not in this combat. Well, you are, but we will just be using these other initiatives instead. So this is a bit of a homebrew thing I thought of today. So I have no idea if it's balanced at all, but we will all.
Yes, my favorite.
Yeah, we'll all
Life isn't balanced.
Life, exactly. Right. Thank you. So we'll figure it out as we go. Ty, you are first. You are up here, and you also could break off if you'd like, but as of right now, you control this squad of inmates down here that is currently being pinched by 2 other sworn. Sworn are indicated by their purple capes, which could be hard to see, but they are in the middle of a pinch here between right here and here as they are flanking. And where you are, Ty, as you start to crest over this hill and look down, you do see bodies, both sworn, but mostly some of these inmates, as they are trying their best to make it their way towards the dock. You quickly glance out towards the sea, and you see a familiar ship, the Camilla, is on its way to make port here at the dock. But if you could make your way towards the Camilla, you'll probably be safe. But you have to fight through all of the sworn to get there. So how this is going to work is on your turn, if you want your squad to make an attack towards any of these squads. This is a separate squad. It may join this one at some point, but if you want to make an attack, I need you to make the leader, so that would be you, Ty. You would make a athletics check, and then I will be making my leader's acrobatics check. And we'll just do opposing checks, and if there's a win, then whether you have light, medium, or a heavy weapon, which we will figure out narratively. The sworn have medium weapons, so they will be dealing a set amount of damage, which will be d6. You have light weapons because you are mostly with people who don't have much improvised weapons. So the improvised weapons are going to count as light here, which will be your inmates, and then your medium weapons are going to be your the sworn. So that is where we will start this off. Ty, you're in a bit of a funny position because you're sort of broken off and your squad is sort of split, but you can figure out if there is something you wish to do. Let me know and I could start moving people around, or if you want to fight some things, let me know and we could do that. And criticals and things we'll figure out on the fly.
Oh, if I'm this close to a skirmish, I kind of thought that this group over here were like absolutely lending a ridiculous amount of aid to a singular battle that was happening. If there are two skirmishes happening and I'm next to a bunch of people, I'm way more likely to start stabbing them.
Okay.
So I think I will move up this thing and put myself into a position to try and get into this fight. But I'm not actually going to... or am I? I was going to say I'm not actually going to engage manually. Like I was going to use a bow and arrow, but actually no, I'm not. Yeah, I would actually like to get into another kind of Assassin's Creed position here and leap down
right
into one of these guys.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm probably going to do something like that, unless they're like 80 feet up or something. But
No, you
we'll
don't.
climb
You
down
can.
into
You're
position.
like maybe 15 to 20 feet up. You can. This is easy for you.
I want at least one horrifically OP assassin kill. And
At least one.
As for the others, so you said I have to make an athletics check.
Yes. So you'll be making an athletics check, and then I will be making an athletics check. I should probably pull out their stats so I can do this correctly.
Why is it athletics? What is it for? Sorry.
Because it's for the general attack of the entire squad.
Okay.
Large number battle.
Okay. I have the worst athletics score of all time.
Okay.
But they suck. That's what it is. They suck. All right. So them. The only thing I'm ever going to command anyone to do is attack everything.
Okay. That sounds good.
Is there someone near you? Attack them.
Okay. So
Do you
I
not
think
recognize the face in front of you?
attack.
Attack them.
Yeah. So I think what happens here is you stand on top of this
Are these
rock.
our guys, sorry, or these are prisoners?
Prisoners.
These are prisoners.
These are prisoners.
Right.
Camilla
Yeah.
is the first ship
They
making
know
its
who to
way.
attack.
And then Camilla's
Fucking
coming over, and that
Fuckers
was
in the armor.
that was Red Devon. So
That was Red Devons.
Yeah, that's all I'm doing then.
Okay.
So
Go ahead.
I don't know how that translates, but you tell me what.
You
I
make
want,
me
what you want.
an athletics, and then roll me a d4.
And does this count as? This doesn't count as my exhaustion. This is just a different thing.
This is different.
is my-
You're not exhausted. This is a different thing.
Well, there's
Still
the
using
trait.
your with a 3. Okay. So I rolled a 10, which means as you dive off, I think you go attack and you jump off, and then I think everybody sort of stops and looks up at you as you jump off of this cliffside and land down on top of one. The guy, the one that you go to jump on, it wasn't as stealthy as you wanted. It was a little bit more conspicuous. As you leapt through the air, he holds up a shield and you slide off of the wet shield, unable to find purchase and do that assassin kill that you wanted, unfortunately. But nothing happens as well, I shouldn't say nothing happens, excuse me. Lots of things happens as the prisoners start to turn and go, "Rah!" And then they see that they're about to get flanked by this other squad, and they go to they turn around and try to swarm this second squad up above here. So that was your turn in that squad. This the southern footmen down here are going to make an attack toward your unit. Ty, I rolled an 11. My athletics. This is going to be your acrobatics.
This is acrobatics.
This one's acrobatics. The leader's
Okay.
acrobatics. So this is a critical.
God.
All right. So as a critical, you are able to counterattack. So why don't you roll me a d4? A critical defense will be a counterattack. So your unit is able to then hold their position, and with that, they were able to. Maybe some were able to turn their blades against. You let me know as well. I think maybe you stand up and you're able to just jab your scimitar under a helmet as one of the sworn falls as you deal 2 wounds to this unit. The one that you landed on here, and also this one here. Nice. Okay. Varsha, over
Yes.
with your squad, over your unit over here. Feel free to move. You can also map out your movement. It should be 5 feet. Should be 5 feet, and everything like that.
I see that. Okay, so I will signal because the archers haven't seen us yet, right? That's what these
They have
are
not
up here.
seen you yet.
Yeah, then I will definitely signal for us to go up and take out the archers first.
Okay. And you measured from you, right?
Yeah, I measured from me, and I can get like.
That puts you here, which is
here.
enough.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Okay.
Okay. So, as you are able to get your unit to clamber up the rocks, and they start to then get very excited to then be fighting. Some of them are a little bit. Some of them are a little bit. What's the word I'm trying to say? Some of them are a little bit eager
Shaken
and
light.
eager to then shaken by the light and eager to get into combat. But some others are not, as you are
Yeah,
able
of
to make
course.
your way up toward this firing squad or this ranged squad up here. Go ahead and make me an attack, unless there's something else you
Okay.
wanted to do.
No, I would just for I guess flavor. Anybody that looks nervous, I would have them be in the back. I only want people fighting up front that are ready to do it and feel comfortable doing it.
Yeah, of course.
And I would be up
and that
front
shift
with
happens
everyone.
when you're clambering up these rocks with
yeah,
everybody.
yeah. And I'd be like,
Okay.
anybody who's not comfortable fighting, you stay behind.
Okay.
Athletics, right?
This will be an athletics check. With a 20, my athletics is a 14. You have light weapons. So that's going to be a D4.
Wow.
Perfect.
4.
4. Wow. So you completely catch them off guard. And as you do,
Kill them. Kill
Yep.
them all.
you kill them all. You are able to grab, I think, as actually, you explain to me how you order this kill with everyone. And also, of course, Smith and Jet, feel free to jump in, or you could also talk tactically with PB, and then Varsha can order it out if you want. This is all
Yeah.
something that we can do. But you are able to take out this squad. How
I
does that
think
happen?
I am Tenno focused right now because
Okay.
and so I'm like, okay, how do I go in? And I think once we get up on the rocks, I enter battle mode and I see the formation and it's the sworn and I feel like Smith and I know exactly what to do. So we kind of move forward and those who are ready to fight with us do. And Smith and I probably each take out one alone and then some of the prisoners will,
Yeah.
I would imagine,
back
just
to
like
back.
fucking, yeah.
For flavor, one of the archers towards the back, he sees you, and obviously he's a bit far away from you, and so he draws his arrow to shoot you. And so my mage hand, which is still out and focused and made of
His
soap,
gunblade.
I used to poke in his eye because it's made of soap, and he goes ah, and then somebody else shoots him and he dies with his soapy
Awesome.
mage
Yeah,
hand.
Suds.
I love it.
Awesome.
As each one falls, you hear Smith muttering 137, 138, 139, 140.
Hell yeah! As the range, the sentries up here on this hillside fall, a lot of these inmates can't help but start to strip their weapons and armor. That's going to upgrade your light weapon squad to a medium weapon squad.
Okay.
So now you have D6s to attack.
I will also grab a sword if that's possible because mine's fucking broken right now.
Yeah, of course you can.
Yeah, okay.
Awesome.
If I'm able
Okay.
to find a crossbow on the floor, I'll do the same thing.
There are no crossbows. There are gun blades.
Oh,
Do it.
Do it.
thank you.
Okay.
We see Jed in the background looking into the barrel.
Exactly. Okay, so we will then swap on over to this northern joining squad as they make their way, or unit, as they make their way toward the scrum here. They're going to just move only a little bit because they only need to. Oh, golly, what have I done? They're going to move up and sort of, I'm going to use my Warhammer words here, consolidate, and get a little bit closer as some of these inmates defend themselves. And this is going to be, I need an acrobatics from you, Ty, as I will be rolling their leader, which is this Templar, his athletics.
27.
Get fucked.
We have no damage output, but we have lots of good defense.
You
somehow.
do have pretty good defense. All right, wonderful. Should have thought of that. And now this
Maybe
is-
we're in a weird position where they have flanked us, but we have that like 300 thing with the hot gates.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
can, their numbers
Yeah.
count for nothing.
I think as you, what we'll do narratively here is as the squad or that unit that you're joining with, I'm sorry, I'm going to be pinging and moving the map again. As the squad sort of joins and merges, there is a bit of a tango here, a melee tango, as you all sort of switch positions. And this squad, oh golly, what have I done?